My family member, who is a targeted individual starting back in 2014, and it started at one of our free energy building centers. We were in England, one of the Five Eyes countries. Yeah. And there was a plant there, and we're sure of it, actually, more than one probably, because we were also attacked because of the field that we were in. We were attacked by big oil for years, but he's better. He is better. And one of the things that helped him was Orgonite. And we have an Orgonite business. We make Orgonite here in Morocco. So do you want to talk a little bit about your Orgonite experience that you told
Yeah,
me about?
so basically, uh the family member you're speaking of is basically when I first heard of Orgonite, because going back to what I was saying about, all the fake targeted individuals, that a lot of real information is heavily shadow banned. So I've been a target, 3 years, and it wasn't until I think it was not until this January, I think, either January or December, around that time, that I'm searching on YouTube, and I'm getting the same target stuff, same stuff, no solutions. Everyone is just talking about their experiences. So I started searching targeted individual videos on a different search platform, and that's when I came across your family member. And what was interesting is that I found it on a different search platform, but then it brought me back to YouTube because the video was posted on YouTube. Yet YouTube wasn't like, YouTube was hiding the video. So when I heard his experience, when he mentioned the Orgonite and how it works, I thought that's, I've never heard of that. Even from like huge targeted individual support groups, um, they're not talking about Orgonite or any solutions. It almost seems like there's an effort even in the TI community to not talk about solutions. So anyway, I heard about this Orgonite, so I'm like, well, what do I have to lose? I have nothing to lose. Um, and the way he presented it, it sounded promising. So I ordered and I'll just show you. I ordered this cheap piece of Orgonite on eBay, and I don't want to say cheap because it was costly cheap, but this one little thing did actually help. So I ordered it, and I slept great, and I could feel right away like this actually works. However, the very next day, it seemed like they turned it up,
Mhm.
and I was very discouraged because I'm like, well, I know it works, and if they're just going to turn up, what am I going to do? But I knew like there was something to it because I'm like, okay, it actually worked. So I won't get into the whole story because it's kind of long, but basically, I ended up ordering Orgonite from your family. And so the first piece I ordered was this right here, which is called the sleeping pod. Um, and what I did was when I first got this, I put it in my shirt pocket because one of the things that they would do to me is they would target my heart. And I knew that they were targeting my heart because I have a frequency detector, like a scanner, and I would sleep with this frequency detector on, and I had to put it on a low setting. So it wouldn't be beeping when I go to sleep. So in the middle of the night, sometimes this thing would start beeping. And sometimes that would even be consistent, sometimes with the weird stuff on the camera. So like when my heart would start to like get pain out of the wake up, my radar would be beeping. So I knew there was some sort of foreign frequency that was coming in and attacking my heart. So one of the things I did was when I got this sleeping pod, which is made out of Orgonite, I just put it in my shirt pocket. And all I'm going to say is maybe like a month and a half or so, the heart palpitations and heart issues I was feeling went away. And I just want to say that when you're a target individual, you don't have anything to lose. So it's worth trying new things. And I also want to say too that I also ordered these Orgonite pyramids, and these are definitely more pricey than say this one, but the quality means everything. You pay for what you get. These ones made a huge difference. Until this day, a huge difference. So when I was getting when I talk about those post flash attacks, there was a point where I got very discouraged because before I got your Orgonite and I had the other Orgonite, like I said, they were turning things up. So it got to the point where I was getting hit with so many flashes a day that I was feeling sluggish. Like when I went through those street lights, that same thing, but it was like constant because I kept getting those flashes of light, and I was very discouraged, feeling very hopeless. So when I ordered this piece of Orgonite, it came in the mail, and when I first ordered it, I knew I was going to be waiting a while for it to come in. So while I was waiting for this one to come in, I then is when I ordered these ones because I didn't have the money to order them at the same time. So I knew I was getting this one first. So when I got this one, like I said, I put in a shirt pocket. But then when I first got the package, I'm like, why is it so big? Like, for this little thing. And I noticed that there was 4 of these Orgonite pyramids with this. Now I had ordered these, but I had ordered them weeks later, and I even had them shipped to a different address because when you're Target, that's another thing. Sometimes they screw around with your mail and packages, they tamper with stuff. So I knew this had to be a mistake because when I had ordered these, it wasn't even the same order number. It was sent to a different address. So I'm like, well, was it the email? Maybe because I used the same email, like they made them, like I didn't know. But anyway, when I got these ones along with the sleeping pod, I got the package right before I went to work. And just having these on me, I felt nothing with those flash attacks. Since then, they're constantly turning things up, but that saved me at my lowest point because I was like really, really feeling hopeless because those flash attacks were just keeping me feeling sluggish. So I could testify that like this really made a difference, and the quality matters. So I ended up having a total of 4 because when I spoke to your daughter when ordering these and the mix up, she said, well, don't, it's a mistake, like they didn't charge me for the extra set, which that was a blessing too because I couldn't afford to have 8. But anyway, so now I have 8 of these things, and I sleep with 4 of them at night. I sleep with all of them in the bedroom. But when I leave the house, I always carry one of these with me. Mm-hmm. So if I'm ever feeling attacked while I'm driving or anything like that, I always have one of these with me. And this is in my shirt pocket. And I just want to say that they should probably call this a heart pod because I don't use it for sleeping pod. Maybe they can make one like in the shape of a heart. Yeah, I keep it in my shirt pocket. And I just want to say
I'll
too
have to bring that up.
Yeah. But like, I just want to give a message out there to real targets who are suffering that there is solutions. And what you find online is a lot of control opposition. Be careful of TI support groups. I'm not attacking them, but just be careful of some of them because it's like anything in the deep state. The deep state wants to try to infiltrate anything. So sometimes the people running these communities, they're just keeping people away from solutions. So there is solutions out there, and Orgonite definitely is a good solution. And maybe you could just better explain how the Orgonite works, because I'm probably not that good at explaining
Well,
it.
let me just tell a little story. First of all, back in 2015, I had Orgonite. I had been turned on to Orgonite, and I traveled with it. And I gave it to my family member who was suffering terribly at that point. We were living in up on the 4th floor of a big building in the middle of the city with tons of cell towers and satellites and all kinds of stuff. So here we are way, way, way above. So we don't even have a chance of grounding. We know about grounding.
Yeah.
And so I gave him this Orgonite because he was suffering And I said, try this.
Mm.
He picked it up in his hand, and the look on his face, I'll never forget it. It was like instant joy, really. He got
Mm.
so happy. He felt the difference right away. And many targeted individuals have testified to this,
Mm.
that they feel the difference right away.
Mm.
So what it does is it transforms the energy around the product. So here's a pyramid. Around the pyramid, you're going to have a transformation of energy.
Here is how orgone transforms energy. Some people might think orgone blocks energy, but it's actually a lot more complex than that. You see, what orgone energy does is it takes harmful energy and transforms it into beneficial energy. So it cleans it up, kind of like a sewage treatment system can clean up or transform waste. Harmful wireless fields from cell towers, smart meters, smartphones, internet routers, and your television, for example, make the environment around you toxic and harmful to human health and well-being. Orgone energy, placed around your environment, cleans up the toxicity and helps to restore a healthy, life-supporting environment. This effect can be measured in various ways, such as preserving blood samples for longer periods of time, preserving fruits and vegetables and foods for longer periods of time, better seed germination results in plants, bigger yields in plants, providing pain relief, aiding in better sleep and relaxation, and seeing the energy field in frozen water, and much more. Orgone energy devices are made by mixing a blend of iron oxide, steel, brass, shungite, and crystal powders into an epoxy resin. When the epoxy cures into a solid plastic state, it puts pressure on the surface area of the powders. This causes something known as the piezoelectric effect, which emits a harmonizing field generated by the different specific properties of the ingredients. It is this field that transforms the harmful energy from EMFs into healthy, life-preserving energy.
It transforms it into a harmonious type of energy. And, I'm not an expert on this either, but I know the testimonies that we get in our business from people. And we have now, I think we have over 20,000 customers, and we have repeat customers. They come back, and it's not just for targeted individuals. There are other uses for the Orgonite also, but a lot of people, like the sleeping pod, is helping people sleep, but of course we recommend you pull all the plugs when you're going to sleep, turn off the routers, pull the plugs, have a nice peaceful surrounding. And that's definitely important to do. But the Orgonite is really an amazing discovery. And that's another thing that is being trashed on the internet. But we're doing great. We're helping a lot of people